This video is long overdue. I'm going to be giving you an overview of what fam trips are for travel agents, what you can expect in general when you find out about them, what you can expect to pay, or are some of them free. Basically, I'm just going to be answering your most frequently asked questions when it comes to the basics of fam trips. Hi, by the way, my name is Brittany. I've been a travel agent since 2020. Since then, I've helped over 100 people become travel agents, and I've also helped dozens of travel agents build full-time incomes, working part-time hours, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm excited to get you all onto fam trips. So let's talk about it. Let's start with the basics. What actually is a fam trip? What does FAM stand for? FAM is short for familiarization. So the whole point of a fam trip isn't just to go travel for cheap or for free, although it's really cool and we can do that. It's a great perk. It's really to help you get to know the destination, the specific product. So is there a certain tour or a certain hotel or a certain excursion or activity that you're experiencing? And then also the brand. So the specific company that is putting on that given experience or that specific product or offer. So let me give you an example of this. ETS, Educational Travel Services, is a tour company that specializes in faith-based travel. So for travel agents who serve Christian travelers, Catholic travelers, people who are interested in personal spiritual journeys or learning more about the Bible, that is an excellent niche because it's very much destination based. It's also partially for group trips. It's a really great supplier, by the way, if you want to work with pastors and have them get their congregation members to go travel with them. But this is one where you really want to know the product. For example, if you're talking to a pastor about different places that they're going to see throughout Israel, throughout Italy, Vatican City, Turkey, you want to be able to tell them with confidence and competence where they're going to be going, what they're going to be experiencing, and what equivalencies they're going to see in the Bible, which stories are they going to be able to reference, all of that. So you need to know the product well. And we can do a lot with research. So I definitely don't want for anyone who's either not a travel agent yet who's looking into this or someone who's just become a travel agent to think they have to go out and spend tens of thousands of dollars on travel. Please hear me, I'm not saying that. But I do think there does come a point in your professional development where you're going to go on at least one fam trip. And it's a great thing to do. Like, they're super fun. It's great to go to a new place. Like, we all became travel agents or we are thinking about becoming advisors because we love to travel, right? So it's a major perk in the industry. And I think that especially if you want to stand out in a particular niche for a specific market audience, like if you really want to serve someone and position yourself as a true expert and leader in your space, that lived experience is going to make you stand out from another agent who hasn't. So that's why fam trips are so important, and that's what they generally are. It's an opportunity for you to experience the destination, the specific product, and or the brand, and sometimes all three in a new place. Now let's talk about why fam trips are so important. I already gave you a little bit of a preview there. The first reason is that you develop product knowledge fast. So as I mentioned before in that bit of an intro, you can definitely learn so much about a destination, a type of travel, right? Like ski trips, cruise travel by research. But if you think about how most people learn, right? You just don't learn something the same way until you go there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be booking trips for people. We would just be sending them links to travel documentaries, right? But it's not the same learning about a place as actually experiencing it. So the more that you get to experience, the better positioned you're going to be to market a particular trip. You also just learn faster as far as time spent, right? If you spend 7 to 10 days in a location and you're doing tours all day, you're taking lots of notes, you're taking photos and videos, so you're also learning the actual marketing practice of creating assets that you can use to market your trips. Like, you're learning so much in such a short amount of time because of the experiences that you're having. From a product standpoint, especially if you're going on a cruise, for example, when I first looked at the map of a cruise ship, I had absolutely no idea what I was looking at. Starboard, port, what does that mean? Why is it so important to have a balcony versus an interior room? Isn't it better for the client if they just pay less? For some clients, yes, but actually, if you're going to Alaska, for example, or Antarctica, you really want the balcony if you can afford it, because it's just adding to the experience, because you get to see a whale maybe right outside your room, right? These are the things that you don't learn until you go on a cruise ship, or sometimes even a site inspection. So I don't want you to think that fam trips are always you having to leave the country and be out of town for 2 weeks and maybe even losing money for 2 weeks. That's definitely not the case, and we definitely don't want to be doing that all the time. But you can also go to site inspections. Sometimes you can go to a specific port where the cruise ships are, and you can go walk on the ship and get to learn the layout, get to better understand the differences between the room types. And best believe if you do that, like, you've got to be taking photos and videos, because that way, even if you haven't experienced the full cruise, you can at least talk about that ship, that product, and that brand to your potential clients or to your recurring clients. So definitely developing product knowledge fast is great, but you also get more confidence, and confidence is everything when it comes to sales. I know that I might scare some people off by saying that what we do is sales related, but it is. Like, we're in a sales business. But I don't want you to think that just because it's sales related, that means you have to be hardcore in people's face, just barking about offers all the time. We definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to have any desperate energy when you're talking about something really fun. You want people to be excited about it. And you also don't want to read like a billboard on your profile either. But the more you understand something, the better you know it, the more deep of a destination knowledge you have, the better you're going to be able to talk about it. Full stop. I know the sailing world intimately now. I can't say I'm a sailor by a long shot. I still have a hard time tying a clove hitch, and I worked in rock climbing before. That shows I was not that great of a ropes person, okay? But I at least understand it. I understand the language. I know what they're talking about. I know what sailors look for when they're putting together their trips. I know what skippers look for when they're putting together the experience. I know this world now, so I can sell those trips better. I've sailed all throughout Croatia, all throughout Greece. I've also sailed in the Caribbean, so it's something I have deep destination knowledge in. Even though I didn't set out to be a sailing expert, I still wouldn't consider myself to be a top expert, but I definitely know it more deeply than someone who hasn't done it before. I sound more credible, and also, and this is something I never hear anyone talk about, you have to be able to talk about the downsides too. Another reason we often don't like the idea of sales or salespeople, quote unquote, is because they hype everything up. At least is what we think, right? They hype everything up. It sounds not real. We can't really trust it. But if you know all of the downsides of something, if you can very authentically say, hey, and this is what I would say for sailing, I love sailing. Definitely don't go though unless you're ready to either A, share a room with a stranger because they're very tight. It's like tent size in those sailing rooms in the berths, or unless you're ready to pay a single supplement and get that whole room to yourself, or unless you're taking someone with whom you feel comfortable sharing that tiny of a space. Sharing with a stranger, solo, or with someone you love. I've talked about that every single year because I don't think people really get it until they're there on the sailing yachts, how small these rooms are. And these are not luxury super yachts, right? They're sailing yachts. That's another distinction people might not know. So I really have to put myself in the position of my potential client and think, what do they know? What do they not know? What is the gap in knowledge here? And how can I obtain that for them? Because that's why they're coming to me, right? Because I have spent the time and the money and the energy putting the knowledge into this. They don't know. They're busy. They've got full-time jobs. They've got kids, right? So that is our job. And when we're more confident, we can more accurately paint the picture of what it's going to be like and say, hey, if it's between you not going or going, get the interior room if you can't afford anything else, because you definitely need to have this experience. But if you can't afford to get the balcony, here's why you want it. Show the photos, show the videos. Okay, that way they can make an informed and educated decision. Third reason is better content for marketing. I've also touched on this. I don't think many travel agents are doing this well. So I think this is an opportunity for you to really dominate if either you are a content creator, travel blogger, influencer already, or if you're thinking about getting into that world. There's really no option now in a way, right? Like, every travel agent is a content creator. More content creators are becoming travel agents because of this. It's like all the photos and videos that used to be an influencer thing, an Instagrammer thing, but we all really need it now. Now, that doesn't mean every shot needs to be you in a bikini and that it needs to look absolutely stunning and perfect and that the editing has to be on point. Not at all. In fact, some of my most highly converting pictures on sales pages about group trips and things have always been like crummy pictures because the lighting is bad. That helps the client build trust with me and say, oh, she's actually been there, because I can tell that's just like a crappy picture she took in the dark. So you want to have a balance, right? Of the real, attainable, relatable content, and then also the aspirational content of like where they want to be and getting them excited for the trip or the destination. Every piece of content you get, if you ever travel with me, you will see me taking pictures and videos all the time. And it's not because I'm trying to be annoying or because I don't want to enjoy the experience. I actually want to help my clients enjoy the experience. In fact, many people follow me. They might never book with me because they feel like they're traveling with me when I share my photos and videos. And that is what you want. Of course, you want to position this experience as something that they do want to reach out to you and book for. But even if they don't, they feel like they're getting something from my content. And that's what you really want to shoot for too. It also proves that you're an expert. I'm not saying you have to do well as a travel agent. I actually have a whole video busting this myth, but it does help if you do put your own, again, money, time, energy into travels, because they see, wow, this person is dedicated. They're actually taking the time to get to know the product. And I've heard from several clients that too, that they can tell I know my stuff because they constantly see me traveling. This one is so underrated, but this last big reason of why I think every single travel agent needs to take fam trips is that it helps you build better and deeper relationships with BDMs faster. A BDM is a business development manager. They're basically like sales reps for the companies they represent, and they're there to back you up, right? Like they win if you win. If you get more bookings, that shows that they're doing their job. I have had new travel agents tell me, oh, I really want to do this, or I want to book a group trip or something, and they're feeling overwhelmed, like they can't do it. And I tell them, reach out to the BDM. They will tell you exactly where to go. They'll tell you what to log in for, because sometimes you just need to call somebody on the phone and have them walk you through things. They want to see you win. They will walk you through things. They'll set up links for you. They really do want to be helpful. And the nice thing is, once you get over that hump of making your first 10 bookings overall, or your first 1 or 2 bookings with a particular vendor or supplier, then you have that person's contact information if you need them, and then you have the experience to be able to book it faster and more easily the next time. And when suppliers see that you're taking fam trips, that you're reaching out to them, that you're taking the time to attend the trainings, to get to know the product, that you're mastering that deep destination knowledge, they're going to remember that. They're going to refer you for awards. They're going to be more available because they know that you're actually taking this seriously and selling travel to clients. So fam trips, I'm telling you, they cannot be overstated how important they are. Okay, so naturally the next question is going to be, because I talked about investing time, money, and energy, is, are fam trips free? Some are, but I am going to add the caveat here that you will usually not get invited to go on a free fam trip until and unless you've demonstrated some ability to sell travel, which totally makes sense. They don't want 200,000 people signing up for a quote unquote travel agent membership or a card and then just showing that and getting a free trip, right? That doesn't really benefit the companies. And that's another mistake I see many travel agents make, is that they're like, how can I get free trip? I want to get free travel. I want to have a really good experience. And I want that for you. I want you to enjoy all those things, but you really have to look at this from the company's perspective. They want to sell more travel, right? They have to, if they want to keep going as a business, if they want to pay their people. We're keeping the lights on for people. We're helping people get fed in the tourism industry. I see what we do as very serious because of that, right? Like we're keeping whole economies going locally, like when you think about countries that we go to. So most fam trips are not going to be free. However, I have seen incredible discounts. I just went on a fam trip with Rocky Mountaineer. It's a luxury train experience. I did their Southwest route. So we started in Denver, Colorado on the train for 2 days, although we didn't sleep on the train. We stayed in a hotel between that, and ended in Moab, Utah. Absolutely beautiful train ride. Highly recommend. Canyon Spirit is what they're rebranding the Southwest route in 2026 and beyond. So definitely check that out. Absolutely amazing luxury experience. I'm going to be on their Canada route pretty soon to try that out. I'm also going on a fam trip with Princess Cruises in Alaska, which, by the way, if you get to Commodore level of training and you stay up to date with your trainings for Princess Cruises as a travel agent, you can get 1 free cruise, which I don't think most travel agents know about. Now, I don't want everybody just rushing and going and getting the Princess training unless they really want to focus on cruises or on destinations where Princess operates, but it's a great perk. That's an example of a fam trip, right? I get to go on that cruise and experience what it's like and be able to authentically make recommendations based on the traveler, right? So I do what's called ethical upselling. I do not just upsell, say, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? And just try to make the bill be as high as possible. Like, I don't really see that as a win. I will, though, recommend an upsell if it makes sense. Like Antarctica, for example, that was a fam trip I went on. If you go to Antarctica, if you go all the way there, you have to go kayaking. Like, you're right there, unless you really don't want to and it really freaks you out. So if you tell me you can't swim and you're scared, then I'd probably say no, but I would encourage you to think about it because you're right there. So these are the things that we want to think about with our clients, and we just won't even know that those options are available until and unless we go on a fam trip. I'll give you an example of costs. They can be anywhere from free once you have built up a brand for yourself and you've done some networking in the industry, but I've also seen where it's like a fourth of the cost. Basically, you're just paying the actual cost of the trip and then maybe a little bit extra. So if a certain experience is, say, like $2,500, $3,000, you could possibly get it for as cheap as $400 or $500. And I've even seen cruise lines go as low as $10 to $20 to $30 per night plus taxes and fees for travel agents, especially in the off season. Like November is cruise mania, okay? As a travel agent, you will get so many offers and invites to go on basically free or free cruises even, because the ships are emptier. It's right after the summer. It's right before the winter holiday rush. So that's a great time. And if you just love cruises, November's a great time if you like deals. I know it's it's towards the tail end of hurricane season, so you have to be okay with that risk. But it's one of those tricks that you just learn from being in travel. So who can go on fam trips? This is a good question because I often hear something like, okay, I want to go on this fam trip, but I don't want to be away from my husband or my wife or my kids. So can I bring people with me? The answer is yes, usually. So you've always got to look at the terms and conditions of that specific fam trip. Sometimes you can bring a friend or a significant other or your family either for free, depending on how it's set up, right? So a cruise is a little bit different because you only have so much capacity in each room. A tour, you would be charged per person, right? So you have to think about if it's going to make sense. It also depends on your niche. So if you're focusing, for example, on destination weddings and honeymoons, totally makes sense if you're married, bring your spouse because you can use the photos and videos you take to really sell it, right? It's one thing to just go, that's good enough, but to show that romance and connection, that's what the couples are really spending their money on when they buy a trip. It's not really staying at an all-inclusive, it's what they're going to get from staying at the all-inclusive. So sometimes you could bring somebody, sometimes if it's a tour, you'll see the travel agent gets one fam rate, and then if you bring a friend, it's this other rate. It's still usually pretty discounted from what the regular rate is, but just usually not as good as the travel agent gets at the fam rate. And it depends on your level of booking, how much booking you've done. Are you a beginner? Are you more seasoned? Some fam trips are only open to people from certain host agencies or with certain models. Like for example, some fam trips will not let you come on them if you work with an MLM agency or if you partner with one. So you have to look and see what they're doing. And then also the kind of trip, like what you're going to be doing might also not be kid friendly. Virgin Voyages, for example, they're an adult only cruise ship, so not the best fit for families. Okay, so if by now you're on board with the idea of going on a fam trip, you're excited about this idea, your next question naturally is going to be, okay, where do I find these fam trips? And they're everywhere online, but the reason I don't just tell travel agents to go and search online, because why not use ChatGPT? Why not use Google Gemini? First of all, unfortunately, fam trips are so appealing that there are tour companies that have basically taken up the niche of fam trips for travel agents where you're not really getting a deal or a discount. It's just a tour company and they're positioning them as fam trips. And because they're really good at SEO, search engine optimization, and marketing, these websites come up as the top options and they're not always the best actual experiences. Unfortunately, in my experience, most of the best fam trips are behind a paywall, or you just have to know somebody who's putting it on or someone who knows somebody. So networking and membership are the name of the game. I'm a member of Millennials in Travel and they have amazing fam trip opportunities that they pass on to their members. There are a couple of other organizations I'm a part of where I get emails about fam trips, but basically it just comes down to the fact that I am on top of my email inbox. I actually need to hire someone to help soon with that because I get so many emails every single day. But because there is so much and because it is so easy for new agents to get taken advantage of, or just there's so much information and you only have so much time, I actually created something to solve this specific problem, and that's called the Fam Finder newsletter. So I send this email every single Monday with fresh fam trips for you to apply to. So what's cool about this is once you become a member, you can go check the archives for the last month and go check those out and apply to them if you qualify for them, and then know that you're going to get fresh fams the following Monday in your inbox that are open right now. Because some of them are like a fam rate, right? Where like the Princess Cruise I mentioned, while they're still doing the promotion, you can do that. You just need to get set up with Princess and follow other rules. Some companies will do a specific fam trip only available starting on X date, ending on Y date. ETS that I mentioned earlier in this video, they focus on faith-based travel. They have a fam trip where you can go travel to Holy Lands and learn more about these places and their significance historically and culturally and spiritually. And that rate as a travel agent, the fam rate, is much more affordable than the standard rate for travelers. So that is one where it's paid, but it's a significant discount. And if this is your niche, if this is something you're really interested and passionate about, you're probably going to want to go on it anyway, right? Like it's something that you would have paid for. So I see it as a deal that way. And also, disclaimer, not an accountant, not a lawyer, not a tax professional, but all work travel that qualifies under the IRS, I want to say 511 code, I'll drop it in the video description so you can go read it yourself, qualifies as work expenses that you can claim as write-offs on your taxes. So if you'd like to learn more about the Fam Finder newsletter, you can find that in the description of this video, or you can always send me a DM on Instagram over at Travel Agent Haven. Just comment fam on any of my posts or DM me about fam or Fam Finder and you'll find it. So in general, I think every single travel agent should go on fam trips because they're going to help you better understand the destinations. They're going to help you build relationships with BDMs and sales reps and the people who work at these companies. And they're going to help you sell more travel, which is really what we're here to do at the end of the day. My YouTube channel is all about that, helping you build a full-time income, working part-time hours as a travel agent. I'm really grateful I've been able to help people do that. I'd love to help you do that too. In the next video in this series, so you'll see a playlist growing as I get more videos up there. My next video is about what to expect on your first fam trip. So whether or not you come and join the Fam Finder newsletter or not, definitely go check out that video and learn what to expect on your first one. If you liked this video, could you do me a favor? Could you hit like? It really does help YouTube know that this video was helpful and well done, and then they will share it with other people who need to know this information. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you'd rather ask me a question privately, again, you can send me a DM on Instagram over at Travel Agent Haven. I'll put the QR code up on the screen. Act like you're going to take a picture with your phone, point to it, and it will take you right to my profile. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or if you'd like to learn more about becoming a travel agent or actually doing well as a travel agent and actually enjoying your life and not burning yourself out, you can hit subscribe and then click that little bell so that you never miss notifications of when a new video is posted. I truly hope that this video was helpful, and hopefully you see me soon in the next video, or maybe I'll see you soon on a fam trip.